welcome to the Dancing Bear Enlightenment Academy Holistic Transformation Podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Beverly, and we're very happy that you've joined us today. Today, I'm going to talk about the element of air. In TCM, we call it metal. So if you haven't already watched my previous couple of podcasts. So last week I talked about the earth element, and 3 weeks ago I talked about the fire element. So today we're going to talk about air. In Chinese medicine, it's called metal, and it's associated with the lungs and the large intestines. And you might think, what do those two have to do with each other? Interestingly enough, I find that a lot of people with lung issues also have large intestine issues. They go hand in hand. So one is considered the yin organ, the lungs, and the yang organ is the large intestines. So yang organs are the ones that are like a tube that empty out to the outside world. And the other organs are more internal. Although lungs are connected to the outside world, but they bring air in. So why would you need to know about the air or metal element? Well, this is for people who spiritually, their purpose is fuzzy. They just, what's going on? I don't know. Is it this? Is it that? So when you have a fuzzy purpose, a lot of times you have monkey mind. You need to deal with your thoughts. Maybe you have certain recurring thoughts that are blocking you, and that can cause damage. So with Chinese medicine, we don't separate emotions from the physical. So if you have some kind of emotional issue, it will affect the physical. And if you have a physical issue, it can affect the emotions. And of course, the emotions are tied to our thoughts. So with the metal element, we want to think about our thoughts and clean up what we're thinking about, because as we work on our thoughts, it cleans up the emotions, and then it heals the body. So one of the best meditations for the air or metal element is breath meditation. And a lot of people I know really like breath meditation. And if you're doing any kind of exercises, one of the things you learn to do is when to inhale, when to exhale. If you do any kind of Tai Chi, Qigong, yoga, all of those practices have specific breathing routines, but you can also do just sitting or standing meditations where you're focusing on the breath. And there's a lot of very simple ways to start out with breath meditation. If you want to be more detailed, more complex, you can study Vipassana, which is the Buddhist method of meditation. But working and focusing on your breath, no matter what kind of meditation you do, really helps. And a lot of times just doing 2, 3, 4 inhales, exhales at the beginning of any meditation is going to help you to go deeper. So I hope that helps you. If you want to know if your body structure is a metal element, they're usually really skinny. And the way the aether or wood element is also really skinny, but they have small bones and straight knuckles. Whereas the metal element or air element, the knuckle, like my knuckles, there's no bulging, but a lot of times there's a little bulge at the knuckles for the air or metal element. So if you have long fingers, so if you, like my fingers are earth element, so they're shorter than my palm, but if your fingers are as long or longer than your palm, you're either an aether or a metal. So then look at the knuckles. And it's the same with the hips. The aether wood people will have generally thinner hips. You see these actresses that are just skinny and they have almost no hips and they're just like a rail. They're probably aether or wood. And if they're thin, but they have some hips to them, not big hips, but some hips, then they might be the metal or air element. So if that is your element, you need to watch your digestive system. So things like sauerkraut, keeping your gut flora healthy is going to be very important for you. And doing nice, clean breathing exercises is also going to help you. So if you want to learn more about these types of meditations and how they might help you, I have a free program, Home for Success. There's no sales. I'm not going to ask you to buy anything at the end. It's just free. And it's information that I taught for 30 years, and I'm now giving it away. And I'm now teaching more advanced things. So if you go through the program and you want to go further into the spiritual aspects, I have those available, but you don't have to. I just want everybody to meditate, and I don't want to hear any excuses for why people don't meditate. If you're living in fear, if you're worried, if you're concerned, if you're having any kind of health issues, emotional issues, thought problems, Home for Success is going to help you. And like I said, it's free. So you go to homeforsuccess.com, you register, you'll be sent an email with a code, and then you can either go to DB Enlightenment Academy, DB for Dancing Bear, enlightenmentacademy.com, create a login, which is free, enter the unlock code, which is the number in the email. Then you go to the courses menu and you can start the program. If you have a smartphone app, you can go to the Dancing Bear Enlightenment Academy.com, so the whole world's word spelled out, and you click on the tab at the top that says app. Maybe it says app download or something. And on that page, there's two links. One is for an Android and the other is for an iPhone. And you do the same thing. You download it, you create a login, you go to the unlock code, enter your number, and then you go to the courses menu. So if you go to the 3 lines or 4 lines up at the top left, it'll pull down a directory menu, and you click on courses and you go to Home for Success. You will get one class each day for 30 days. It's like 2 to 3 minutes, and then homework. It's up to you to do the homework. I'm not going to babysit you, but you'll get one assignment a day, which you can do whatever time frame you have, wherever you are in the world. At the end of 30 days, you will get a webinar. It's in the app or on the website, but you wait a week. So after the 30 days, there's a bunch of homework at the end of 30 days. Then you wait a week and you get the webinar. And the webinar is an overview of all 5 elements to prepare you for a 6-week masterclass. So after a week, again, there's always homework, because if you're going to do this, you might as well learn something. And I don't want to sit there and talk to you for 30 hours or however long it takes to get this information. So I give you the overview and the reading material, and it's up to you to dive deeper and learn what you want to learn. So a week after the webinar, you'll get 6 classes, 1 week at a time. Again, there's homework, and it'll go through the 5 elements, but it's a 6-week class. The 6th week, you will get the correlation between each element and each chakra, because each element is related to a chakra. And there's a little bit of advanced training in that last class as well. It talks about the 7 rays and the initiations, the spiritual initiation. So if you get that far into the program, you're probably going to be interested in knowing, what does all this mean to me spiritually? What's all this ascension stuff? How do I move forward? It's all free. I'm just giving it away. So I hope you check it out and enjoy it. And if you didn't write down those links, I'll have them down below for you. So thank you for joining us. I really appreciate it. And if you hit like and subscribe, it helps the channel, and I really appreciate that. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to leave them in chat. I do look at all messages that people post. And thank you so much for joining us. And remember to be the light you want to see in the world.